Let's talk about your Saturn return based on the house of your chart that Saturn is in. If you don't know where Saturn falls in your chart, check out the link in my bio for a free chart calculator. Your Saturn return is one of the most transformative transits in astrology. It happens when Saturn comes back to the same place it was when you were born. It happens around every 30 years, 29 to 30 years. And the first one happens when you are around 30 years old. If you have Saturn in your first house, your Saturn return is really about your identity. You learn how to step into your power, you learn how to become a leader, and you become more independent. You could face challenges where you feel like your independence is being challenged in some way, or you might feel nervous about stepping into a leadership position in some way in your life. But for you, you really build confidence during your Saturn return. By the end of it, you'll feel like a more mature and confident version of yourself. You also could really improve your physical health during your Saturn return. If you have Saturn in your second house, your Saturn return is going to focus on lessons around your self-worth, your financial situation, your value. So you're really going to be connecting to what you truly value. You'll start questioning things maybe that you have valued that maybe don't align with you anymore. There can be lessons around your money. By the end of your Saturn return, you'll have a stronger sense of financial security. You'll have more a stronger relationship with yourself and what you really value as well. So you'll just feel more stable overall. If you have Saturn in your third house, during your Saturn return, you have lessons around communication, how you connect with other people, and also your immediate environment. So maybe you move to a new location. Maybe you learn how to express yourself more clearly. Maybe you experience some challenges and some miscommunication issues or problems in your environment that pushed you to go to a new place or experience a different perspective. By the end of your Saturn return, you will become a lot more clear with how you express yourself. You'll find that you have stronger connections in your immediate environment, so you have a stronger sense of community. If you have Saturn in your fourth house, your Saturn return focuses on your family, your home, your past, and your emotional foundations. You could really start maybe processing things that happened in your childhood, or some issues related to family dynamics or your living environment could come up. You might have to set boundaries with people in your family. But by the end of your Saturn return, you establish what home means to you. You find a sense of belonging, and you find more stability in your emotions. And with your family, you find that you surround yourself with people who truly love you. It doesn't have to be biological family. It can be whoever you choose. If you have Saturn in your fifth house, your Saturn return is focused on your creativity, your inner child, actually children in general. So if you want to be a parent, it's possible that you have a child during your Saturn return, especially with Saturn in the fifth house. You might feel like you need to take a more disciplined approach to creative projects, so you could actually start a business out of a passion project. A creative hobby could turn into a business. You are being asked to take responsibility for your happiness and your joy, because the fifth house also represents happiness and joy, and sometimes you might feel like there's a heaviness to this in a way. But during your Saturn return, you connect back to what brings you joy. It might be things from your childhood that you're reconnecting with. By the end of your Saturn return, you're going to feel more willing and more excited to share your talents with the world and your creativity with the world. If you have Saturn in your sixth house, your Saturn return is focused on your daily routine, your work, and your health. So you could experience some challenges in your work environment, some challenges maybe with your health, or some problems with your daily routine that you are adjusting. By the end of your Saturn return, you become more disciplined with your health and wellness. You take that more seriously. You will make sure your job really aligns with your long-term goals, and it's like a career that really works for you. So you could end up switching jobs or maybe leveling up in your job during your Saturn return. If you have Saturn in your seventh house, your Saturn return is focused on your relationships, meaning your romantic relationships, your marriage, especially if you're married or in a committed long-term relationship, business partnerships, and also close friendships. You could experience some challenges in your relationships. You might find that the people that are around you in these close relationships are not aligned with you anymore. Or the people that you are around that are aligned with you, you could take your relationship to the next level. You could get married. That's very committed. That's like a very Saturn thing in a way, because you're making a long-term commitment. By the end of your Saturn return, you are going to feel like you have stronger relationships, and you'll feel like the people that are around you are more positive. If you're single, you'll find that the people that you are dating are going to be more more aligned with you at the end of your Saturn return. If you have Saturn in your 8th house, your Saturn return is a very transformative experience. It's transformative, especially when it comes to your inner world. So it's like something more personal to you. People might not see you going through a big transition, but you really are. You are working on your relationship with intimacy, with power and control. You are being pushed to confront your inner fears around intimacy. And then by the end of your Saturn return, you are more open and able to be vulnerable and connect with people on this deeper level, and you'll feel like you have a stronger sense of inner power. If you have Saturn in your 9th house, your Saturn return is going to be focused on your beliefs and your perspective on the world. It could also be focused on your education or your learning journey. It doesn't have to be a formal education. It could be a personal journey that you're on. And also your spirituality and your connection to your spiritual beliefs. You are being asked here to take your beliefs more seriously. You are, maybe you recently, or you have been developing your connection to your spirituality. During your Saturn return, you're really taking it to the next level. You're going to become more committed with your mindset and your perspective on things. And by the end of your Saturn return, you tend to have a more optimistic and open-minded perspective on life. And you also feel more connected to your spirituality, and you feel like the universe is on your side. So you feel luckier after your Saturn return, or towards the end of your Saturn return. It's because you do that inner work. You really make sure your beliefs are your beliefs and not some type of negative belief you've picked up from the in the past. If you have Saturn in your 10th house, your Saturn return is focused on your legacy. So this could be related to your career. It's focused on what you are leaving to the world. So you could take significant steps in your career where you have to be more disciplined. Maybe you're stepping into a leadership role in your career or in your life in general. You are maybe showing your work to the world, your hard work. And there could be some challenges being in the public eye during your Saturn return, but by the end of it, you learn how to be a strong leader, and you feel like you have a stronger connection to your purpose and what you're meant to leave, like what your legacy is going to be. If you have Saturn in your 11th house, your Saturn return will be focused on your friendships and your community, and also your long-term goals. You could experience some lessons around your friends or your community. If you have communities and friendships that aren't aligned with you, there could be challenges here, and you're being asked to find people that really align with you and your long-term goals. You're also being asked to become more serious about your long-term goals. And by the end of your Saturn return, you'll have more authentic friendships, people that truly care about you. The communities that you're part of will be really aligned with you. It's possible you might move to a different community that resonates with you more. You'll feel like you have a clear vision for the future and what you want to accomplish next. If you have Saturn in your 12th house, your Saturn return is a very introspective and spiritual transit. You are confronting subconscious fears that are kind of deeply embedded inside of you. You will probably spend a lot of time alone and reflecting, or more time alone than you may have before your Saturn return. You are confronting your fears. You are confronting any boundaries you might have when it comes to connecting to your spiritual side, and maybe you become more disciplined, or when it comes to your meditation, as an example of how to connect to your spiritual side. So you could become more disciplined in a meditation practice, or whatever it is you do, spending time in nature, just connecting to the earth and to the universe in a deeper way. It's a big theme for your Saturn return. By the end of your Saturn return, you'll feel a deep sense of emotional healing. You really broke through some deep things within yourself and released them. You'll also feel like you have a greater understanding of the world in general, and you're able to help others connect to their spirituality. You're able to almost be a teacher or a mentor in this area, especially after your Saturn return.